Okay guys, if you want to skip this introduction where I'm talking about what each category means from the significators, because I get all these questions, oh, I teach the same cards everywhere. No, these are significators. If you already been through it, know what I'm doing, just jump forward. At 5 minutes, this is when the reading starts. Okay, for those of you who don't know, please go through it once. That's all it would take. Okay, and also you can check more about this reading on my website, cattarot.ca. Thank you. Hi guys, these are July X series. So let me make this generic introduction for the new ones and for those of you who actually forgot about these dimensions that I'm exploring over here. And I am going to put the stamp down in the description so you can just jump through it if you already know what this means, but this is not going to be that long. Please check on my website for this spread. It is on the special. Currently it is $50, and I'm not going only 1 month when I'm doing a private reading. I'm actually going up to 3 months and exploring this actually much deeper than here on the site. So okay, the very first category, it is a 1. It is a magician. This is telling me, is this meant to be? Sometimes you can be 30 years with a person and it's just simply not meant to be. So we are going to be exploring this dimension. Then, so basically, do you have everything that you can lift this relationship off the ground, and is it going to be really that fulfilling? Then the second one is temperance. In the upper situation, we are seeing an angel that is merging 2 different people together and successfully, and look, there's this shine on going from his halo, right? But in the reverse situation, I want to see what is really not working out. So I mean, every relationship has its own basically cross to bear. So here basically we are going to see what is the obstacle, what needs to be glued in this relationship. Queen of Wands is generally representing sometimes fire signs, but in this spread I always use Queen of Wands because this tells me about dating, feeling at your best, because people do come back because they kind of like want to feel as best to each other, right? So that's what's going to be like one significator. And second significator for your partner, which could be male or female, it is up to you. It's kind of intermingling kind of things, is going to be Knight of Wands. So if this is like on and off relationship, more or less like if that somebody's an ex, because again you want him to kind of gallop on a big horse and kind of like get you, or you want this energy flying. Or for those of you who are going through you know, official breakups, would be King of Wands. So this is for on and off relationships, or if he's coming back, right? And now we have the 8 of Wands, and 8 of Wands is going to talk about the communication and the energy in between the two of you, just to see what's happening there. So Queen of Wands, how he or she sees you. 9 of Wands, how basically this person feels about themselves, what he thinks, what he feels. And then it's bringing me to Judgment. This is one of my actually 3 major karma cards, and or 4 in total, because I also include Ace of Swords to be one of the karmic ones. So simply, what is karma talking about is connection. And lastly, the last category is going to be 4 of Wands. So here I really want to see if you guys are going to the next level, the quality of this relationship, and so on and so forth. So this is this much about the spread that we are going to be reading here for July. So we're going to go first 10 days, second 10 days, third 10 days, and then I'm going to give you a sneak peek for the beginning of August, because I have to do that a little bit later, because on the 1st I would have way too much work on my hands. So I'm moving this from the 7th to 7th. And guys, don't forget that I have the other types of readings. I have karmic readings, I have past life readings, I have 20 minutes, 40 minutes, depending on how many questions really you have. What is really also important for those of you who don't know, that there is also a Viber on Facebook, and I'm trying to kind of like give you different aspects of each card and kind of like give you kind of positive notes, so join in, and anybody who shares any of my posts this month is entered into a contest for getting one of these 3 readings. And for those 2 of you who still didn't contact me regarding the reading that you want for June, please do. All right, so let's jump in. Hi Aries, welcome to your X series for July and first week of August. So I have already shuffled the cards, so let's just jump in. So what is in your toolbox? 7 of Cups reversed. Somebody here is living in a fantasy world. Okay. Nothing bad about being a dreamer, but like, I mean, looks like in order for having a partnership, 2 people have to stand with 2 feet on the ground. So what needs to be fixed? The Star reversed. So maybe you feel, or somebody feels here, they're not receiving the kindness and they're not healing. They're not able to kind of like move on from a situation. So this is like from the 1st to the 10th. So let's see how you are seen. Look, you have the Judgment here reversed. So you're seen actually with somebody who either has problems, who is kind of like attracting bad things, or who is creating bad things, kind of like one after another after another. Judgment reversed to me is like choosing the right thing when you know what the right thing is, choosing the wrong thing when you know what the right thing is. So that's how you are seen. Mind you, like either or can be your significator, could be your partner is doing that. It also is that rule of 3, right? Where 3 things happen together. So let's see the communication. Well, King of Wands. So especially if you had the partner that was a long term or living together on and off, or somebody who has been involved with somebody else, this person is just willing to continue the way they were. And they're attaching on you this, or you feel that this whole kind of like raw bad luck was because of them. Let's see. Yeah, look, there is like 2 karma cards. Like you have the Judgment and Wheel of Fortune, both reversed. So it is really not in your hands, guys, the first week. It is literally coming down on you, and your partner will be kind of obnoxious. Kind of, you see, this is all kind of like something happening, bad things happening, and it looks like things from the past coming to the surface. Is going to be lots of blame. So that's why you're not healing, because those wounds didn't heal and they are like being reopened, or the salt placed on them. So what is karma saying here? Karma is saying, look, just stop. Just stop. 9. Go deep. Figure what you need. This is that situation. Go lock yourself in a room. Lie down in a bathtub. Soak yourself in and kind of figure out what is it you really want. Not what other people want of you. What is it you want? What is that fantasy that you have? And look, you have the Magician reversed as the quality of your relationship. It's saying it's something superficial. It's really not going into depth. It's like kind of the car that falls apart the moment when you get it off the lot. It's not creating, like 1 and 10, you have it here. So let's see what's happening here. Let's go from the 11th to the 20th. So there is a kind of movement here happening. Page of Swords is either a child or somebody outspoken, or somebody definitely seeking the truth in the matter. So what needs to be fixed? Yeah, you see there's this closure card, like when it's reversed. This is kind of sneakiness, but when it's reversed, it's closure. You're trying to figure out what's going on, hoping somebody's going to come with explanation, with apology. And it looks like this is what you feel you need, and you're demanding this truth over here. So It could have been a third person, or could have been that literally it was like so massively out of balance that you were giving more and they were just grabbing and grabbing and grabbing, like you sort of like would give them a finger and they would just like pull you in. And it's just like you felt, oh my gosh, does this ever stop? And I'm the one who needs nourishment over here. So communication is like, okay, so this is good. It's kind of like opening to hearing out a partner, to hearing out what's wrong. See, but they're like not opening their cards. The moon is a card that is full of intrigues, full of deception. You really don't know what's going on. Each time when you try to think, or you think that you're figuring out, then kind of like something happens. And this is why these two cards are coming, because you know, this is kind of like going deep. These are two hearts. Somebody's pulling your heartstrings over here. But your head is saying, I need to dig here a little bit more. I need to go deep down and have to figure out what's going on here. So the karma is saying, whoa, look at this. The moon and the high priestess next to each other. They're related. Because the high priestess is moon, and moon basically represents Pisces, but also represents secrets. So lots of secrets, guys, here. Your partner has secrets, and your partner is creating turmoil in your life. So maybe it's going to be this communication. You're going to be like approaching this more from a pragmatic standpoint, saying, look, you know, I need you, you don't listen, etc., etc. And it's going to come to the point that you realize there's like this wall of something. You will feel the wall. So this is the dark. You're just tapping onto it, right? So see, quality of relationship is still going to make you really happy. I guess that you're communicating, that there is like some kind of maybe friendship. Maybe you're having support from your friends. Maybe you have support from your kids. Okay, so let's see from the 21st to 31st. Wow, you see, you kind of like feel backstabbed. You feel, but this is kind of like the worst is over. You're now healing. It looks like you did manage to fish some things out, to find some things out. So what needs to be glued? Communication is just bad, and the needs are very different between you and your partner. You see, you're seen as rejecting their offer. So maybe, you see, they're coming across as they want to be with you, but you know that there's something more behind this, and you are not really capable of going into this right now. It looks like you're not capable to take them unless something is communicated, because you do feel that they did something behind your back. There you go. And you will tell this is the reason that you, because of them, don't know what you are doing, where it's going, why you're feeling this way, because look, like surrounded with this anxiety, surrounded with not knowing where I stand. And this is not you, Aries. You're kind of like very straightforward. You kind of learn to be very transparent, and you're asking the same thing from the other people. So even if they're not doing anything in particular wrong, but they're secretive to you, this is like red flag, and off you go. So this is talking about that you're actually spending time in bed at night wondering what went wrong, but you also may be thinking that somebody here is a drama queen. See, like the partner is all about, they're appealing to you, or like about the fatherhood and motherhood and children, and you know, this is what is important here, which is true, especially for those of you who are like in that type of relationship or trying to mend your marriage. But at the same time, you see, this is mother and kids here talking about. So it's the question if you want to go back for the reasons of unity in front of your kids and present this happiness, or you want to go there after what you need, where you're going to run back into the situation where, you know, there is like no balance, and it's going to be you'll be asked to give and give and give. So there is like this big worry, what do I do kind of a thing. So karma is actually saying, well, you know, go forward. See, these are like unions, black and white things are still kind of going forward, right? He doesn't have really strings, but he's moving them forward. And the Chariot is also talking about ability to pick yourself up and dust yourself off and go and go. And it is like also morality card. It's also a card of travel. It could be a little mini kind of like vacation somewhere and walk in the moonlight, and especially in July, right? So that, and it's saying, look, you guys can rebuild it. This is possibility, but you really have to work hard at it, like, right? You cannot be sloppy. Every day will actually be an effort. So you see 8 and 8, like this whole communication has to improve. This is like a huge transparency in Pentacles. So let's see the sneak peek for the first week of August, right? So here is saying, look, you have a 10 on 10, like this is still harsh, this is still an open wound. You still don't know if this can kind of bring you happiness. You see, you feel that the partner is taking you for granted, and hence that's anxiety and depression, and you really want a real union. So see, this didn't die. You kind of did reject the offer, but like this is still very alive in your own head. You didn't finish this chapter. This chapter is still going on. Look at this circular motive we have over here. See, something will happen. Something huge will happen the first week in August. The Tower is like event that takes you by surprise, and even though you're knowing it now, it's still going to take you by surprise. And it's going to be finding something out. It's going to be, look, you want to build it? Yeah, you know, this is how you do it. You know, it's like when a child is trying to wrap the package for Christmas, and it's like, I cannot give this, right? So then you kind of teach them how to do it. And if it's not repaired, if it's, oh, it's going to pass, then that's what happens. Like, you have to do it properly. And this is going to take everything down. Because obviously karma thinks this actually can work for you, but not with all this kind of big holes in it. So it has to be done properly. See, this is really good. Look, Empress and Emperor. So this is you guys, like your partner is going to get you, is going to understand. They do want to put you on the place number 1. So finally there is that understanding that this is really important. See, its decision is made. Okay, fine, let's try it. And there you go. You especially for those of you who are married, you're going back to your marriage, going back to long-term relationship. But there is like also this pentacle energy, meaning, okay, you know what, let's take one day at a time and see where it goes. But we are building this one day at a time, and we can do it. And it looks like let's rebuild what we have on the good grounds. So Aries, good for you. And to get your personal reading, please contact me on my website. And also please comment. I would like to know what you think and excuse me, and how this relates to your life. And of course, please subscribe, like and share. And you know, I love you. All the best.